when it comes to this thing called love, there are a lot of individuals, 5D mystics and not, who seem to give up on this thing called love when they don't get what they want. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, get what you need. So on that note, we're going to talk about masculine and feminine energies. For one, within people, they complement each other. We have both, for one, again, and here, enlightenment, soul age group, very straightforward. This is the time to remember, na 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 na. Look up the song, it has some beautiful lyrics in it, as well as we didn't start the fire, da 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 da, but we tried, we don't fight anything, the feminines at least. The masculines, well, that's a whole different story, which is what we're going to talk about. And when the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Those who do know love, the other song, thank you, Billy Joel, yes, The River of Dreams. So, in the middle of the night, I've been walking in my sleep, no, but anyways, this something sacred that the people lose, yeah, feminine here, we don't lose it, actual feminine. So that's why it's like, oh, I don't lose love because everybody loves somebody sometime, and my place is always where I'm meant to be. Or how about this one? When the river starts to play, dance with me, make me sway. Okay, so this is how easy love is, which is why really what I'm going to say, other dancers may be on the floor, but I will only have eyes for the eyes that will continue to look at mine in the same way as the first day. Okay, so love doesn't die down. I'm trying to get somewhere with this, which is where you're always on. Those of us who are Christ consciousness, we know all about love. It don't go away. It just stays. The people who don't know, well, they have a Zen master who tells them all about laundry. Okay, so here's the deal. I have a 1-year-old. Her name's Maria. You're going to hear all about it today. We have some episodes. So I'm always flying high on love, which is why twin flames, soulmates, can't get love out of me. I have Jesus. I have faith, the Holy Spirit. And a lot of words I'm going to start using that I didn't want to use because I did try. I tried very hard to say, you know what, God, I'm pretty sure they're going to catch up. 3D, 4D human beings, they're going to catch up because there's all this attachment trauma information. All of it. And said, hey, God, you know what they say? Find it hard to believe that this knowledge is true. No, they're making it up. I'm going to keep on believing in blaming Lucifer and the devil and demons. Or just, blaming, I don't know, a lot of conspiracy. There's so many different stories out there. Anyone? I'm amazed. I'm an online marketer, so I've been online for a long time. It always feels like a long time, but it's not that long. Okay, so masculine, feminine energies, they complement only when it's an actual masculine. When it's not, we will notice, Rabbi, we let them go. And this is how I do episodes. Anyone who's new, you need to ask me if you want to know where I got these words from. So the rabbi that gave me the introduction to what a feminine and masculine is, according to him, who tried not to use gender stereotypes, but he did. And he's saying how the feminine restricts, but the feminine also makes it a reality for you to be the infinite potential view, which is true when a person sees in your eyes the 1-year-old of you, but you need to want your 1-year-old. And some people don't. Like Peter Levine shares, when they have trauma in their muscles, bones, and tissues in their first year of life, there's trauma. Dissociation happens because that's the only thing a poor 1-year-old can do when they're in a scary, scary house. And so then they learn how not to love. And then they learn how to be projecting to people like me. And then they call us devils, demons, evils, and a lot more. And then they think that we have to have shame as a species, which we don't actively. It's actually something that served our ancestors when they were one with the animal kingdom, because they kick each other out. I mean, it's a posture. I learned all about it in my somatic therapy courses. Yes, I'm not a therapist, but I'm attachment trauma informed, so I learned from the therapist. Okay, so complementary masculine, feminine, they stick around because they all know they have an inner child, and that's because we bring forth unconditional love. Why? Because we know how to talk about all that is the emotional plane, all of it, not just some of it. Why? Well, because we can alchemize our mouths to say, I am afraid of love. I don't know love, but I love you. I want to be around you all the time, because the truth is this silence is killing me, because I don't want to be silent, because life's too short to be silent and separate from you, and separate physically, because at the end of the day, for a 5D mystic, What I can tell you is that our definite oversoul is always near us. Twin flame, flames, and soulmates. They never separate unless you're a 4D mystic. That's a different story. They turned their back completely on the twin flame story. Yep. Not only did they create the whole false twin flame, divine counterpart, now there's the twin soul thing going on around. So, leave it alone, 5D mystics, because, at the end of the day, what teenagers do, they have to be a part of a crowd, and as they get older, they're no longer actual teenagers who fear inadequacy. They've committed to being in other soul age groups, for one, completely ignorant of their Cusco attitude. So their adaptive child behavior pattern, the harsh, unforgiving, yes, they're the ones who say, oh, she's not a fairy faith. No, she's a Akashic record reader and Reiki master. She does tarot. Oh my gosh, she's a horrible person. Wow, energy. Anyone know about physicists? I mean, I remember learning recently, by the way, about, I think his name is Hippocrates. Yes, and how, what was it? Epilepsy. It used to be called the demon something curse, God curse, I forget, and they finally found out it's not a curse, it's the brain. Now we have more neuroscience, neurobiology, and yet people want to go around saying yoga brings demons out of you. They hear it once, they think it's like true. I was like, wow. Yeah, do you know anything about the brain, like circuits, anything, neuroscience, neurobiology? You don't care about those subject matters? I mean, you're really actively saying that yoga and exercise brings a demon out of you. I'm kind of thinking you didn't grow up yet. I mean, I grew up. I grew up out of believing in demons, and I'm a 5D mystic though. So fair and square, I have a lot of things that I see, yes. And that's not my dreams. It's not movies. I don't watch yucky stuff. And people tease me when I tell them my astral travel. They're like, wow, past life regression, anyone? I've seen my past lives. And when I share it with some people, the ones who can handle it, they're like, you're not flinching. Yes, I'm grounded in my Christ consciousness brain. I know what's going on. It's in my mind's eye. It's not actively happening. So this is what happens when you have a gooey, ooey 1-year-old, 3-year-old. It's a human person. So we're only woo-woo to the ones who don't know attachment trauma and don't believe that they're human beings with an embodied brain. And they're the ones who believe in the lack of imagination on human being. Instead of, no human being is inherently good or evil. So sorry that some people really don't love their own species. It's like they don't love themselves. Yes, exactly. Emotions. Look for the deeper meaning because it's a reflection. If you don't like human beings, if you have a trust break with human beings, well, guess what? You got a trust break with yourself because you're part of that species. Oh, and we're also part of nature. So we got to advance with our brains. I didn't realize people actively thought that we'd stay one with the forest and that us becoming more intellectually would be a bad thing. I mean, I get it, but not really. Not for brains that want to tell me that I'm a woo-woo brain. I mean, I'll be a woo-woo brain. How about you? Are you going to actively be a woo-woo brain too and stop dismantling and discrediting and, ripping apart things and piece of paper and getting all pissy? It's almost like when those mathematicians can't figure out where they're going and they're like, So some of us, we have fun with our brains. It's because we're not trying to prove things. The ones who are trying to prove it, see, it's unfortunate because they still think in a way that's hard. They feel hard. I know I won't be teasing too. I will be teasing. We do self-help personal development. If you can't do emotions here, there's a Zen master for you. He tells you about laundry. I do emotions great. I love emotions. And yes, people don't like that I'm happy. I'm happy now. They think I'm pretending. Let's go and tell them how we're pretending. We're depressed inside because when we get sad, they think that we're depressed. They think we use all the temporal junction. We don't. Some of us use our prefrontal cortex. They just don't know it because they don't live in the body. So masculine, feminine, we complement. It means the masculine can keep up with the emotional plane. If the masculine's denying their own inner child, that's not a masculine yet. If a feminine's denying her inner child, she's not a feminine. In fact, that's a whole other story. But what I want to say is love always around. Never leaves you. Never, ever, ever, ever. And wants more time with you, more chit-chat with you, not less time with you, not less. So yeah, silence is clear indication they don't want to be around you. That's all. We don't need to close any circles. When a man doesn't text us back, or a woman or they, we're more like, hey, you okay? And you know what happens? Sometimes people don't text you for like months. And then, oh, hey, I'm great. I was like, thank goodness, I thought something happened. And then some tell you, I'm not going to be around anymore, and they commit to it. So again, consistent communication is what love is. It's, I want to be a part of your life, and if I don't, I'll tell you to your face. It's also called integrity. Tune in for more.